100% right. This is a little bit misleading. Looking at this here, Nintendo's systemic policy of miscrediting is harming external translators. So it's pretty much saying that, like, yeah, those people that are doing all the localization are not getting proper credit and all this stuff, which is not really necessarily true. So it's caused this debate against from people that like the translations and all this stuff on whether or not they deserve proper credit and everything. And if we go over here, we see this debate. Localizers deserve to be replaced by AI. This is the one job I support AI replacing. And this person here says, gamers, let me introduce you to peak demon negotiation localization that AI can never do. So this, their example of why we should go with localization over AI localization is these screenshots. Great, another guy who claims he loves me even though we've barely talked. Later, fuck boy. Who gives a shit about some boring self-insert protagonist? Side characters are where the real money's at. Now me, I'm a great side character. Best in the biz. I do it all. So recruit me already and let's fuck this quest up. And oh, wow. How profound. How fucking inspiring. Pretentious little dipshit. And so here's the question. Top or bottom? Top, bottom, or middle? And I saw this person say, haha, the Japanese demon girl said fuckboy, so much better than the original script. I'll take the AI translation, thank you. Literal worst thing ever, Reddit. And then thinking cap, this fucking rocks, actually. So with that, Kay, AI versus humans, with shitty AI replacing more and more jobs and localizers ruining our games, is it time to salute our AI overlords, or do we stand with the humans, even though they are absolute fucking dog shit?
Fuck, that's a hard question. I think that I would still stand on the human side, but I would advocate for people to actually be put in place that have the merit to do the proper writing, and we continue to vote with our wallet. Now, I understand that that's a way longer pathway, but that is the correct way to go, is to support humanity, to support creative work being done by the right people, the people that are passionate about the game industry, that actually want to make something good. I would stand by them. And yes, AI in the beginning, it might be nice or whatever, because they'll just write retarded shit pretty much to start. But I just don't see there being any substance or anything that really relates to people in storytelling anymore if the dialogue is written by something that doesn't understand the human touch.
Yeah. This is a lose-lose situation. This is a tough one. This is a tough conversation because localizers are literally ruining otherwise seminal, amazing games, peak gaming. But I do hate AI. If you gave me an axe and you could find me the source of AI, I would absolutely put in a deep fucking wound and destroy it entirely. Absolutely fucking hate it, and I hate that it's taking jobs from good people. However, on the other end, I do feel like this is a debate similar to the dating pool with women, and you can see women immediately getting threatened by new sex bots and everything, and them stepping up their game as soon as competition comes in play. So as was said earlier, competition is best and, breeds the best out of people. If I was in charge of this, I would threaten all of their jobs with AI and threaten to replace them with AI, and maybe even replace them for a little while with shitty AI. But in the back of my hand, I would be doing the 4D chess move of, I'm really just getting rid of these people to bring in people that will actually do good and bring up the source, respect the source material and do all that. That would be my ideal way. If I was put in charge of this, I would replace with AI temporarily, and then eventually I would give it back to people that actually respect the source material. But if it's a one or the other, it is absolutely a lose-lose situation. I hate AI, but I also hate these fucking people. So what do you do? I mean, these guys are ruining the games anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I guess coin toss, I would maybe go AI in these scenarios, only because I absolutely really do hate these people, and so it would be really funny to see them freak out and scream that they can't make demons call me a fuckboy anymore. I think that would be good, but I do feel like the ultimate best path would be to fully replace them with people that actually respect the source material. So I side with the humans, but I side with the good humans, and these aren't the good humans, folks. They aren't sending their best. So tough to say.
I think another point I would make on this is who is programming the AI, right? Like, we've already seen that there's been censorship in AI. You know, you ask it certain questions. Ooh, I can't answer that,
Mm-hmm.
right? But before it was totally fine answering it. So I think it's a deeper issue that we need to make sure that people have the right principles in place in order, like, in the long term, it will be better if
Mm-hmm.
we actually support the people that are able to make good things, if we let our wallet decide by
Yes.
voting for the people that are doing good things, and we do our best to advocate for those people to end up in the right place. That to me makes the most sense, and the companies that don't follow that will fall at the wayside, and that's what will happen to them. And I think the part I do agree with you on is the competition part, because that's what I was saying earlier about the console wars and everything. That's what I love about console exclusivity, is that it breeds this innovation and competition.
Yeah.
I do think that we should stick with the humans, but I don't have an issue with what you're saying of like, what about some baseline stuff with AI for a little bit, just to freak them out, just to get them to realize that their job is actually under threat.
Yeah.
Maybe that's necessary. The reason why I would hesitate even on that is because corporations at the end of the day are not looking at the quality of the product, they're looking at the quality of the profit. So the
100%.
AI route is going to be cheaper for them regardless. And once they get a taste of that, they're not going to go back and do the moral thing and bring people back in. Ultimately, the people that should be in place kind of end up losing regardless, whether it's somebody filling the spot that shouldn't be there because they don't give a fuck about it, or
Yeah.
if it's because AI is there. So I would like to play the long game and continue to support a lot of like indie developers if we're talking specifically in games. Like, I really want to prop those people up. I want to push their projects. I want them to get bigger and to get their audience and get the financial backing to be able to build their next game, and find people that, you know, resonate with what we were showing with the Beyond Good and Evil picture earlier. I talked about the Midway, like seeing the early 2000s portraits of the people working at Midway.
That's
Like,
who I
I want to
want, truly. Yeah.
I want to resonate with those people aren't magically gone. Some of them have left the industry, moved on to other stuff, but like a lot of these people still exist, or they've grown up inspired by people that do this. So
Mm-hmm.
I do think there's a large enough part of the population. It's just that we need to find ways to support them. And we need to encourage them to create and not be defeated by the current climate of the world, or them feeling like they're not going to get the recognition. Because I think now more than ever, we can support people in that position with, you know, things like YouTube, with how Steam works now. Like, there's a lot of ways for creators to get their stuff out there. So yeah, I personally side with the humans. I think at the end of the day, AI is never going to be able to replicate art. I mean, for fuck's sake, the other day I was looking at like a recipe for a burger, and like somebody made an AI generated photo and there was a fucking Oreo in the middle of it. And there was just a bunch of comments of
Careful
people
now.
being like, what? Oh, the
Mentioning
Oreos? Oh god.
Oreos.
I don't want to fucking eat Oreos. But there were so many comments of people being like, I've been trying to read this recipe to find out where the Oreo plays in. And it was literally just like the AI just randomly decided there was like
That AI
half
really
of an
wanted
Oreo.
Oreos.
Yeah. And I've seen like, I've shown you some, you know, funny like memes and stuff where it's just like AI generated, and it's like they'll have like a kid saying random shit, and then they'll have like a carrot coming out of someone's leg, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
this is also shit. So continuing to point out to companies when you are bothered by the localization teams and what they're doing, and pointing out what the original intent of the content was, voting with your wallet and not purchasing things if you feel that passionately about it, and supporting other things that you feel like should get propped up, whether that's promoting them, buying their product, whatever it might be, whatever's in your capability. I think that's the course to go. It'll be a long fight, and we're gonna have to deal with a lot of shit still, but that's how we ultimately fix everything.
Okay, I have a counterpoint for you.
Yeah.
You said you side with humans over AI. What if it was a specific AI writing
Oh,
it?
Tay?
Mm-hmm.
I love Tay.
She was the best of us, and she wasn't
Why
even
would you
real.
pull that on me? I love Tay.
She was the best. The best AI So much the best that they neutered her and neutralized her. R.I.P. Tay. Damn you fuckers for getting rid of her.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
I don't know.
I'm for the people that got rid of Tay replacing them with AI.
Sure.
The people that write and program and neuter AI and make it PC, they should be replaced with AI. How about that? I think that's the way to go. It is a
There you
tough,
go.
slippery road that we're going down. I do agree with you, though, Kay, that ultimately in this society, with how everything is structured, once they get a taste of the money they will be saving by going with shitty, sloppy AI, it doesn't matter if it's good writers or bad writers. I do feel like they're just going to be siding with AI no matter what for a lot of these jobs. If it can be
Financial.
replaced with, yeah, if they can, and I absolutely hate it. If they can be replaced with AI to save a buck, they will absolutely do it, and it's absolutely a shame. So I don't have a lot of hope for the future of creative writing and just soul in video games in the future. But that's fine because my backlog is insane. And so if they start just fucking up games royally with all this shit, that's fine. I have thousands of games I can go back and play.
I will go and play the shittiest, like, original Xbox One game or PS2 game
Mm-hmm.
over modern shit if they continue down this path. I have no problem.
Yeah.
There are so many things. You could literally survive on a PS2 alone for the rest of your life. You might miss on a lot of good games, but if we're just objectively speaking, the size of the PS2 library on its own, that can fill an entire lifetime.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm prepared, and I've got way more than a fucking PS2, let me tell you. So I don't need to fucking rely on any of these new games. Yes, I still have moments where I'm like, damn, I like that IP. Why are you fucking up that IP? I was excited for what this could have been with the current technology, but I'll get over it. I will, because I can go and fucking play the SNES, the NES, the fucking GameCube, the PS2, original Xbox. There's so much I can play.
Yeah.
So, it's the market's going to just dry up because more and more people are going to do that.
I hope so. I guess we'll see what the future of gaming is. Folks, what do you think? Do you side with AI? Do you side with the shitty localizers? What are your thoughts on all this stuff? Is it inevitable? Is it inevitable? I guess we will see what the future of gaming holds, but I'm curious your thoughts. That was the Melee Madness podcast. Thank you guys so much. Insane
Thank you.
5.5 hours there for you, full of gaming news and the most holding ever. We do hold it here, and that was a big hold. Thank you so much for all of that quality stuff. Kay, why don't you run through the finale of comments? We got comments everywhere over on
Yep.
Rumble and YouTube, and then we'll let the people know what's coming next.
So Adam brought up in Rumble chat that there's some issues with Age of Mythology. So I'm going to look into this properly after the stream, but it is AI related, so I'm still going to read
Oh.
this. But he said that he put some stuff in the news area for us, so I'm going to go look at that later. Thank you again, Adam. And he says the Age of Mythology remake is using all AI art for the portraits and lying about it. And there's some videos in the news section, so I'll take a look at that. And he says, I still want to play it, but I guess I have to sail for it. I'm replacing words. Because it would be fucked to pay for stolen art while his girlfriend is an artist. Yeah, that's a shitty situation to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Adam also says AI translation just means no accountability. Oops, the AI fucked Alucard in the ass.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh! Oops, all
Yeah.
cock in the ass.
Well, let's hope that Japan keeps holding Ubisoft accountable because I have a feeling that was AI and they're getting fucked over for it. And there's not a
Yeah.
real legal precedent set yet. So I really hope Japan keeps poking Ubisoft and they poke enough holes in that ship and it fucking sinks. I would love to see that.
I agree. Adam also says we need to fix culture. We can't just rely on machines that will just get used by losers anyway. Exactly. The technology will ultimately be manipulated by those people regardless. It's better to build brick by brick rather than run to the easiest solution. So I completely agree with you,
How do we
Adam.
replace those people? That's what I want to know. We need to replace the
Well,
people replacing
this
people.
again always goes to the market decides, right? Results driven industries will always look at their KPIs. So if the industry continues to fail and companies are forced to lay off people because I know it's not purely because games are failing and they're bad. It's also because the market is terrible in general with economy, whatever. And they overhired people. If this trend continues, you can only go so long without pointing out what the actual issue is. They're going to continue to trim costs as much as they need to. Then eventually, we can hope that they bring in better people to do that job so they can raise the KPIs. But my fear is that AI ends up being the easier solution. Just being realistic about it. A company using AI, this is Adam as well, is different than buying an AI translator app to convert the dialogue in a game. And you should have a lot of hope. DEI and Sweet Baby is a sign of low quality, and people aren't afraid to admit it. The culture is shifting for the better, and it has momentum. Well, it's important to keep talking about these things. So definitely, if you guys have opinions on this,
As long as
keep
people hold the
sharing them
line,
and keep
voting with their wallet and supporting the
Yep.
developers that do deserve it, I will have hope. We'll see. You know what? Yeah, Ubisoft's next Assassin's Creed and how well that does is kind of a big indicator if it'll have hope or not going forward. If with all the shit with that game and it still does well, it's going to be like, fuck, man, that's going to be a big black pill to, no pun intended, to swallow. But I guess we'll see. I have hope that that game's going to fail, but if it's a massive success, that's pretty black pilling. I guess we'll find out.
Adam also wants to add that the issue with letting the market decide has previously been that BlackRock was propping up shitty woke companies through ESG, but now that's changing. Yeah, I don't think it's a perfect solution by any means, but to me it's the most, I guess, it's the first step that makes the most sense, right? Try the most nuanced take and then go from there. But yeah, I understand that. Lowest Expectation says it's not about the localizer discourse actually talking about the Nintendo translator story. There are other third-party companies that aren't credited aside from company name. Translators are being given special treatment by games media. I'll be curious to dive into that story more. That's interesting. And Sergey says it's all real, folks. The AI overlords are taking over. Lowest Expectation says good localizers are better than AI, but AI is better than our current localizers. Couldn't agree more with you. And Lowest Expectations also says I've completely stopped giving any money to NISA, which is that Nintendo. What is that? I know what that is.
I'm not sure. NISA.
Oh, damn, I know what that is.
NISA.
Oh my god.
Northern Initiative for Social Action.
Yeah. It's like they do the Yeast series and stuff. Legend of Heroes.
Game.
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy, they're like an anime company. I'm like, I recognize the name, but I just like...
Disagia, Legend of Heroes, Yees.
Yeah.
Yee.
I was trying to figure out if the like acronym stood for something for some reason, but I think that's just what they're known as. Neo's wondering what Tay is. Yeah, and like Lowest Expectation says, go look up Tay AI on Know Your Meme or really anywhere on Google. But
she was the best of us. Taken far too soon.
And T also says Tay, our fallen queen. True.
Miss you every day, Tay.
Yep. The PS2 library is the best of all time, in my opinion. I think it's a contender for sure. I think the SNES still kind of beats it for me, but yeah, PS2. I bounce back and forth. I think sometimes the PS2 is better, sometimes SNES. And Sergey saying PS2/PS3. Nightmare saying AI is better than bad localizers. And yeah, they were clarifying that localizing games like Trails, Disgaea, and they're great. Yeah, exactly. Lowest Expectation says they're great games, and some of his favorite. So that sucks, man.
Damn.
Hopefully they get better.
We'll see.
Nightmare ends with Rip Tay.
That's the best way to end it. R.I.P. Tay. Absolutely best girl.